There we go. Try again. Hi guys. Woo! It's skycat.live. How you doing? Yeah, it's February 8th, 2024. This is the second time I tried to start my video. Let's see if a bunch of loud noise will start again. You know what I'm saying? The second time. It is a Thursday. It is a wonderful day. I hope you are having a great time in your various different games that you are playing. And here's the false starts on videos. You know what I'm saying? And to the people watching me on the stream, I'm sorry that I had to do this twice. Anyways, hi. You guys can see my big, beautiful face. And it's 11:30 a.m. It's 2/8/2024, and I will be playing some Rust and some EVE Online today. Don't have much to talk about. Apparently, there's some drama with the OTK crew, and the reason that I know about that is I caught a Kira video this morning. I left World War II history running on my television last night, and it was kind of like when Hank and Dean Venture go to bed at night in their fucking teaching beds. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Venture Brothers, but all last night for, 11 hours, I learned about the last few days of Heydrich Himmler, the last few days of Martin Bormann. Those are the, Hitler's right-hand henchmen, cocksucker, fucking shitty Nazis, And then I learned about the British Falklands War against Argentina, and what ships that the Royal Blue lost in the middle of that. And then I think I finished up with, that's what I finished up with, but somewhere in the middle of there, I believe I learned about the end of World War One. And so I don't remember sleeping last night. I just remember basically taking a college class in war history for 13 hours. I woke up extremely rested. And I woke up knowing a lot more about the Falklands War than I fucking knew about when I went to bed. And I didn't really mean to leave World War II history running for 13 fucking hours, but I did. And now I know a lot more about the Falklands War than I ever fucking cared to. I woke up thinking about a really, really daredevil fucking British pilot who took out an SAS pilot that took out a fucking frigate by himself, and all the bombs that the Argentinians dropped on the British planes that hit the decks of these fucking aircraft carriers with 13 Chinooks and shit like this. But because the Argentinians had not calibrated the bombs to the height that they were dropping them from, all these crazy ace fucking Falklands War pilots and shit drop bombs on decks of fucking ships, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's basically the Star Wars run of Luke Skywalker pegging the fucking, the missiles down the shaft to destroy the Death Star. Killing a ship with a bomb and a jet is so fucking hard. That's like hitting a fucking barrel of hay from 3,000 feet up with a BB gun or something like that. That's going to be so fucking hard, but they did it. The problem is when the Argentinians dropped the bombs on the British Falklands fucking destroyers and frigates and cruisers and stuff, the bombs weren't calibrated to the right height that they were dropping from, which was the thing I didn't know about bombs at all. And so they sank like fucking, like, most of the British war fleet, but none of the bombs detonated upon hitting the deck. And so I woke up to them showing these pictures of like these huge bomb like impact things of like dents in the side of the ship where the bomb just put a huge like 13-foot divot in the fucking metal of the hull but didn't blow up. You gotta be, I was just thinking about how really frustrating that must have been for some of the Argentinian pilots in the Falklands War who dropped bombs on fucking carriers and got nothing at all. I'm talking drop the fucking Luke Skywalker fucking, missiles down that fucking shaft to destroy the Death Star. They're like, I got it. Trust in the Force, Luke. Trust in the Force, and they drop that bomb down that fucking threaded fucking crazy thing with no calculation, nothing but their eyes, and they nail the aircraft carrier and the bomb doesn't detonate. And it's like this whole fucking amalgamation. It's a whole allegory or fucking metaphor about war. It doesn't matter how good you might be at fighting or whatever the fuck. Most of the time, war is so stupid that when you drop a bomb on a motherfucking aircraft carrier deck, like the ace motherfucking pilot that you actually are, the bomb doesn't blow up. You end up cussing at the boys back home who built the bomb for the rest of your life in some old folks' home while you think about that bomb that didn't blow up that you dropped on the motherfucking Argentinian fucking, fucking aircraft carrier that didn't detonate because it was set to the wrong height. And yeah, this is why we don't do war, children. War is wrong. This is why we don't hurt anybody. We don't go to war with Falklands or Britain or any of this stupid ass shit that the idiot overlords have condemned us to over the last like 250 years of war. We just don't go to war because trust me, you might think that you're Mr. Full Metal Jacket that's gonna like fucking like get some, like motherfucking platoon or whatever, get some, nothing like smell the napalm in the morning or whatever fucking pro-war bullshit that you might have been raised under, right? But no, I'm gonna guarantee you might be just as good as Luke Skywalker. You might peg that fucking American sniper shot or whatever, but most of the time the gun doesn't go off, the bomb doesn't go off. You're embarrassed and mortified for the rest of your life. And you probably caused a bunch of death when you were successful. This is why you stay away from war. I don't know why I fell asleep to the Falklands War last night and all the other stupid war shit that I fell asleep to, but I know that there's a lesson in here somewhere, and that's all I have to say about this. Don't fall asleep to World War II history all night. It just like you wake up with weird existential thoughts in your head about how stupid humans are. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I have to say about this. We're gonna switch off the big one, go to the small one. Today we'll be playing Rust. I think my headphones are on, but they're not set to the right channel. Nope, yep. We're going to get the headphones running, and we're going to give you some video games now, guys. I know I've been fucking, blathering on for 19 minutes and 47 seconds. But we're going to play some video games now, I promise. Got to see if the Shinown Ice Belt is out. Got to make sure that my camera is on. No, I want you to deactivate, activate. My camera does not respond. Excuse me. So we're going to deactivate, activate. There, we're going to go deactivate, activate, and now I don't have a camera. So we will load a new video capture device since the last one appears to have broke, and we will add a source of video capture device. I don't know why OBS broke, but OBS sucks. I am not surprised. Now I have to redo my face, which is so annoying. Let's go back and do that. There we go. Yep. Hello, I love you guys. Hello. Okay, we got the camera where it should be. It's a little bit bigger. I got to monitor my chat here and make sure that the camera blocks the chat. It does. It doth. So, taking a look at the ice fields around this particular territory at the ice belts here. We do not have one in Shinown. I missed the morning rush because I went to bed. I could fly out there 9 jumps, but the likelihood of it being like running out right as I arrive is fairly high. So there we go. So I guess we're gonna do that, but I'm not really like too excited about the prospect, really. So we're gonna like make active and inspect the mining hold. It's empty. We'll make our trip out there, but I have not had luck with this lately. I don't have a lot of hope for this. Don't know why you screwed up my UI again. Is it really necessary for you to do that? Get on there. There you go. And then yeah, undock. Okay. And yeah, everything's running. Everything's responding correctly. The video is running. We've been at this for 10 minutes on the recording. Seems good. Seems legit. Gotta drag down. That's fucked up. Don't know why that's like that. Don't know why like every day you fuck up my UI and it makes me so angry. If you were really in the room with me, developer, I would smack you. I'm so sick of you wasting my time like this. I mean, I really am. It's like I do this every day of my life, and it's entirely unnecessary. And I just wonder why you haven't been, prosecuted or something. Why if a car dealer were to do this, they would be put in jail. Why are you allowed to do it just because you make software? What's the difference? If a car maker were to act like you, they would be prosecuted. Why are you allowed to do this? All right. Anyways, so
autopilot engaged.
Here we go. There, I'll play my Rust sounds now. Okay, we're going out. My transparent base was not rated, which is very good. And go out of here with a set. Oh, I gotta run my kit, maybe. I don't think so, though. I think I'm still on cooldown. 8 hours on cooldown. That's good. Okay, going out into the world today. Gonna see what's going on here. I'm gonna just see if somebody robbed my heli or not. Nope, nope. Heli's intact. Everything's intact. I was untouched. One of the strong things about this is they can't find me, so I don't get raided. You know what I'm saying? It's very good, very cool. I will put on the Kira TV video, and we will learn about what the current streamer drama is today. So apparently somebody in Miskiss crew had a fight or something like that. I gotta go see. I don't really care about this stupid infantile high school bullshit, but it is sort of my job. You know what I'm saying? A little bit sort of my job to care about my peers or whatever. Why do old gamers play milsim games? Because they have the 5 reasons for Final Fantasy XI, and wow, he got 42,000 views. Yeah, wow, that was a whole thing. But anyways, I'm looking at my history. Jumping. Massive Twitch streamer dramas just dropped. I'm gonna go watch this video here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, yeah.
Warp drive active.
What happened in the drama today? And then maybe Phil DeFranco's out. I don't know.
That's Miskiff saying that to him.
Oh, start over. Spill the tea.
Hello, friendos. Today we're reacting to and talking about millionaire streamers on Twitch doing millionaire streamer on Twitch things. As we all know, content creators, for whatever reason, get popular, become multi-millionaires, and then can't help but be despicable, weird, predatory, just odd people. My theory for this is
unhinged.
Twitch, obviously, specifically, not talking about YouTube, where this is also a big problem. But Twitch, you have a bunch of nerds, right? I'm not even using that disparagingly, because I'm a nerd myself. You have a bunch of nerds who were not particularly popular in high school, or, you know, weren't really the most socially well-adjusted people. And then they get famous and rich and get all this ego and all these opportunities and things that they think that they can do as a result of other nerds watching them on Twitch. And they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to be normal people. So what they end up doing is falling into the pits of, you know, drugs and addiction and just ego and narcissism. And then you get all these stories about how they're all wilding out behind the scenes. Now, Mitch Jones is a World of Warcraft streamer, or at least that's what he was famous for originally.
It's Jones.
And he's been embroiled in a whole bunch of drama. I think he's in his early 30s now, so you would have thought by this stage he'd have grown up a little bit. But apparently not, and he's part of, you know, the Austin crew. A lot of people that came from the World of Warcraft side of things, you know, Asmongold lives there, Mizkif, it's the whole, like, OTK group. And then Mitch is sort of on the periphery. I don't think he's really part of the main group anymore. Again, this is me maybe being a little bit uninformed on the whole dynamic. But obviously there's been times recently, especially with this group, where there has been a bunch of drama about certain members. Now Mitch has decided he was going to release a video talking about how he'd been assaulted by Mizkif. I don't know who told him this was a good idea. Obviously, if you hear, I've been assaulted by a famous streamer and he broke my tooth and he gave me concussion and he choked me. You're thinking, wow, man, somebody really needs to stop that streamer. So maybe it needs to be stopped. He seems like a fucking animal on the loose, right? But unfortunately, that's not exactly what happened, right? Otherwise, Mitch Jones would actually get a W here on this one. So he released this video in which he's talking about and showing, you know, the damage of what happened to him, saying that he'd gone to the hospital for a CT scan, all stuff that I don't doubt. I don't doubt he did. But then deceptively, he showed stills and a couple second clips of
Miskiff getting out of a
what
McLaren.
It looks like Miskiff, getting out of the car, walking over to him, beating his ass, and then getting back in the car. And obviously, he's acquired this footage, presumably from somebody's CCTV camera. These big houses in the hills, living extravagantly as you do as a big, extravagant streamer. And he's subtitled this himself. So he's heard what's been said and thought, yeah, this needs to be selectively added to the clip. I didn't release the whole thing, of course. That would probably have made me look bad. So I'll choose which parts I'm going to put in. Then he's heard it and wrote down the sentence, Miskiff, you are drunk and on cocaine. That's Miskiff saying
you're drunk and on cocaine.
And obviously within this edited video,
you're drunk and on cocaine. Fuck you. It reminds me of this guy's a drunk male prostitute. It technically would work. If you're in a bad situation somewhere out in public, you say, this guy's a drunk male prostitute and he's propositioning me. I wonder how often that actually works. This guy's a drunk male prostitute. And if they're dressed like a fucking dandy, like an expensive streamer, that might actually work. If they look like a drunk male prostitute, maybe that works, right? If they're all dressed up like they're going to the club because they have too much money, like idiot streamers or whatever, and you go, that guy's a drunk male prostitute, and he looks like a drunk male prostitute. I wonder if it sticks. You know what I'm saying? It might actually stick. You're drunk and you're on cocaine, and all you really do is say "fuck you." Yeah. That's like literally what he dubbed onto the video.
The whole thing, which we have
this
here,
guy's a drunk male prostitute. Get him out of here.
Thing, but is more, which we'll go over in a second. So basically, his presentation of it is, I'm in the right.
There's a
suppressor. Is an out of control crazy man who just beat my ass for no real reason, and I was really drunk. Which means
I was drunk on cocaine and a bitch ass streamer beat me up.
So his story is they were arguing at Miskiff's house, and then they were arguing so badly that Mitch decided to ask him, will you drive me home? And he said, yeah, I'll do that. And then, apropos of nothing, when they were in the car, got out, beat his ass and left him on the side of the road, beaten, battered and bruised. But obviously
Miskiff beat his ass and left him on the side of the road, basically.
Doesn't really line up with that. And again, this is footage he released and has selectively been edited to remove, presumably where he was actually assaulted, which would be great context to include if you were in fact in the right. If somebody beats you up for no reason and you have the footage of it,
that's
assault. Just release the footage, but this is what we got.
Autopilot jumping.
Why are both of these men wearing short shorts? Why do streamers wear short shorts? Both of these men are wearing short shorts because it's like July. I mean, I get it. But, I mean, they're both wearing short shorts and they look rather effeminate. And they've got, like, sandals with socks and sunglasses, and they're both in short shorts. And it's incredibly hard for me to take them fucking seriously. I'm supposed to care about this weird high school drama bullshit, but these men wearing sandals and socks and short shorts don't really worry me too much.
So, he said he could take him, which...
He said he could take him.
He's not disagreeing with. Yeah. He's not saying, no, I didn't. You know, you did this for no reason. He's saying, Miskiff saying, you were goading me. You were saying you could take me 7 times. Yep. You're drunk and on cocaine. So it's the middle of the day, as you can see here.
It's the middle of the day. You're drunk and you're cocaine. This guy's a drunk male prostitute. It probably sticks. I bet it does. I mean, like, if they're both drunk and on cocaine in the middle of the streets having a bitch-ass fucking streamer fight in their short shorts or whatever, I bet you could throw out at this guy's a drunk male prostitute and actually make it stick. I bet she could probably land it. It's such a joke situation in the first place. Then why not go for the gold and try to get the guy busted for being a drunk male prostitute? They both look like drunk male prostitutes because they have too much money. It's like really. Fuck you.
So
you broke my tooth. Yeah, because you sat there and let him punch your bitch ass. I'm sorry. I see piss, I'm getting out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like that R. Kelly joke from fucking Boondocks, like, right? Like, how does that girl get pissed on, right? I see piss, I get out the way. You broke my tooth. Yeah, because you sat there and let him punch you in the face. Yeah, I used to play rock paper. When I was a punker, we were kind of crazy. Did a lot of drugs and, you know, beat the shit out of each other. We were crazy punkers, mohawks and chains and stuff, you know? And so we used to play rock, paper, scissors, punch in the face. And I learned what happened to the men in the war who didn't go for cover. Excuse me. I learned what happened in rock, paper, scissors, punch in the face when you don't, I learned what happened to the men in the war who don't go for cover. The same way that I know that when you're playing oh, I'm going to get punched in the face by another human being, you get out of the way or they break your teeth. That's what getting punched in the face actually usually does. Break your teeth, you know? People don't talk about it, but most of the time you get punched in the fucking face, what do you think is going to break there? Is your cheekbone? Maybe. But more likely your fucking teeth, you know? So this is why you don't get punched in the face. You don't get in a drunk male prostitute fucking bitch ass like argument between two streamers wearing short shorts in the middle of the day in the boondocks. So you're gonna pull 5-0. Don't pull up in a McLaren and sock somebody in the face. Because, I mean, if you pull up in the McLaren, couldn't you just pay some dude to sock somebody in the face? Why would you yourself punch somebody in the face? Wouldn't that be a sure way to lose like $100,000 to $200,000 in an assault lawsuit? You know what I'm saying? If you're rich like Mizkif or whatever the fuck, or let's say you're Will Smith or whatever, sure, I'm sure he got away with bitch slapping, you know, like Chris Rock, but what they probably don't talk about is all the NDAs and non-sue disclosures and all the stuff that had to go on before they didn't tear each other up in court or whatever. So you don't pull up into the McLaren, you don't pull up in a McLaren, get out of the car and punch one of your fucking drunk male prostitute rich streamer friends. It's just bad form. Like, you have a McLaren, pay somebody to do that. Pay somebody who doesn't care about catching a jail charge or something. Don't do it. Don't do it yourself. Then you get canceled. You know what I'm saying? You don't pull up in a McLaren and bitch slap somebody like Will Smith in public on camera if you're rich and famous. And I've never been rich and famous, but I know that, like, you don't pull up in a McLaren and sock somebody. It's just not good form. That's how you lose the McLaren now, isn't it?
Hoping to Stargate.
You like shit. You know, I'm your friend. I'm trying to, you know, talk to you.
I think logic and these idiots don't really mix too much, like oil and water.
And then his response is, "I don't care." But you broke my tooth.
But you broke my tooth. Yeah, because you didn't move. You sat there. I watched you do it. You sat on the fucking sidewalk. You didn't move while he fucking full hauled off and punched you in the fucking face. And then you're like, you broke my tooth. You broke my tooth. Well, yeah, because you sat there and you took a full slam to the face. You saw it coming. You saw him pull back and wind up like kind of like softball. We're not talking like baseball where, you know, like, you know, Nolan just nailed a fastball for 104 down your baseball bat or whatever. We're talking about softball where the guy winds up like 3 or 4 times and then lobs that huge ball and you got some time to think about it coming. And you didn't get out of the way. And I have no sympathy for you, and he broke your tooth. But I'm sorry, when you see a softball coming, you get out of the way. And they're moving slow enough where you probably can get out of the way, you know? This isn't like a fastball here we're talking about. It's a softball coming at you. You can probably take a step out of the way, you know? You took that full fist to the face because you're a bitch ass who likes taking full fists to the face. I'm sorry, that's just how it looks to me. I'm gonna light this bear up.
So you pulled this Miskiff saying to him, and of course Mitch has presented this as if he's the victim, saying that he, you know, Miskiff assaulted him for no reason.
Watching these men in short shorts punch each other.
You pulled me out of the car, so Mitch pulled Miskiff out of the car and said, "Let's go." And Mitch's response is not, "No, I didn't. You know, you pulled me out of the car. You choked me. You beat me up. I didn't think you would punch me." Now, I might come from a rougher
I didn't think you would punch me. As he
obviously
pulls back,
privilege to the point where they think goading somebody, putting hands on somebody, pulling them out of a car and saying "let's go" is not going to result in them punching you. Where I grew up, you get about quarter of the way through the sentence, and then somebody headbutts you or something like that. You know, on a council estate in a working man's pub or something like that in England. The idea that you're grabbing another full-grown man while intoxicated, shouting at them, saying that you're going to fight them, and then you're surprised when they hit you, when you are the one being threatening in that situation. Why the fuck did you release this footage? Why did you, if this was not public, which it wasn't, who's convinced you, mate, other than maybe your brain and your narcissism, that you would come out looking good from doing this?
So back to the story.
So
Approaching Stargate.
I get my teeth broken by a man in short shorts on camera in the middle of the boondocks, in the middle of the day, right? And we're both drunk and we're both on cocaine, and my drunk, rich, idiot, fucking like streamer friend breaks my tooth because he punches me in the face, right? Now let's see. You have two choices. Well, you have many choices there, but let's say that you're playing a video game and it's an A and B choice there. Do you A, post the video to Twitter of how some bitch ass dude in short shorts fucking punched you in your face and now you got a chipped tooth? A rich streamer punched you in your fucking face and now you've got a chipped tooth, and so that's choice A, right? You post the video to Twitter. Choice B is not posting the video to Twitter. What do you do? Are you a badass enough dude to save the president's daughter and choose B? Or are you going to publish the video to Twitter of how some dude in short shorts chipped your tooth? I'm not publishing the video, but since you're a bitch-ass clout-chasing idiot, you publish the video, now the whole world's laughing at you and you're going to get canceled. And all you did was get punched in the face by a man in short shorts.
And I have the evidence.
I'm not getting punched by a man in short shorts. It's just not happening. I'm going to back up or get out the way. I'd be like, oh, this angry, dumb monkey is coming after me, and he's got short shorts on. Something dumb here, and he's obviously cut his mullet off, but usually you'd have a mullet involved here. And you're just going to get out of that situation, you know? It's like people at Walmart, you know? It's good to watch it. It's not good to be it.
He posted originally during this live stream where he was like, I'm exposing Miss Kitty.
Also, don't post the video of getting your bitch ass punched by a fucking dude in short shorts to the Twitter. Take the blue pill on that one or whatever. I know you guys talk about taking the red pill all the time or whatever, but take the blue pill on that one and don't post to Twitter how some dude in short shorts broke your tooth. I'm sorry, but like some of us just really actually kind of think that sort of stuff's funny and are going to make fun of you. I'm not trying to bully you or make fun of you. I'm just saying many of us think this kind of bitch-ass stuff is hilarious and we'll make fun, and we'll, like, it's in our nature to make fun of you. Like, I've never been straight cold-cocked in my life like that. And if I did, I'd be getting out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, got one coming. Move! You know? You sat there and took that full in the face. Ooh. I think you probably do that often. The assault. This was before the assault. This is after the assault. Motherfucker, I've been done fucking... okay, I've had 7 false assault charges dropped, right? And I gotta tell you, right? Like, assault is this thing that if you've never actually caught an assault charge, you don't really know how bad it is. It's not this word that you kind of, like, throw around. It's not this, like... You know, it's not this drama point. You know, you're immediately playing it up like the assault. Yeah. Usually when there's an assault charge, at least one person goes to jail for some amount of time. Usually like 3 to 5 days, you know. Hopefully, ooh, that's a player. Not anymore, he isn't. A Shaz. I didn't kill him before he saw my base, but he may not have a bag here. Why is this guy here? Oh, his scarecrow! Scarecrow. Ah, he spawned on top of me. Jesus Christ, man. Every time one of these developers spawns a demon inside my personal fucking space, I have this, like, existential nightmare where I'm like, man, in real life, is a demon gonna spawn in my personal space and stab me with knives? You know, it's like, will I pull 5 stars instantly like Grand Theft Auto, and will the FBI spawn on top of me and start shooting me with 5.56? No, but that's what your weird pop aggro inside my personal space does to me. It breaks me. It like makes it so that I don't really believe that I'm ever safe. And I really wish you would take it out of video games. I know I sound like a woke idiot or whatever, but I really need my safe space where demons don't spawn in my personal space and start stabbing me with knives instantly. You know, I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Like, imagine if an agent in the Matrix just sort of Agent Smith slithered up to you in a pool of like black liquid and materialized inside your personal space and started stabbing you with knives. That's the gameplay loop that you seem to want in your game. When you do stuff like that, pop aggro pop like that, you spawn a scarecrow right the fuck inside my personal space, and I lie awake at night kind of like in cold shivers thinking about how demons might spawn inside my personal space, and it makes it impossible for me to relax, you know? Just saying. You could do better. I'm sorry, but like, you don't think you could have maybe asked some gamers how they felt about that? Done maybe like, what do they call that? Like a customer survey, and discovered that a lot of us really don't like pop aggro the way that we really don't like Nazis or rapists or something like that. We really don't like pop aggro in 2024. I know that you're a clueless piece of shit, multi-billion-dollar fucking clown. You have no idea how to run your business or make a product in anywhere form. But I mean, if you were to actually poll the people who play your games, I think you'd understand that pop aggro is pretty much unacceptable in 2024, but it's the majority of your mechanics. You got to kind of wonder if your empire is going to crumble. Did you build an empire out of shit? To quote, you know, the great Trent Reznor. Did you build an empire off of shit? And you kind of need to get the pop aggro the fuck out of here now. I shouldn't have to worry about demons spawning in my personal fucking space and stabbing me with knives in my back. I've got that enough from real life. Just saying.
If this did happen in the way that you said, you just released a full-on edited footage, wouldn't you? Oh, this is before and this is after.
Get a clue. Stop being a piece of shit developer with no clue. Need you to get better at your job, etc., etc.
You know, fucking Uno reverse card.
I mean, I wouldn't say these things if it wasn't true.
Shit, you just beat my ass.
Do better.
For some odd reason, Mitch Jones intentionally edits the footage down to before and after the assault only. So, as we've just seen...
Assault? Okay. I don't know if you guys got the takeaway here, but Mizkiff caught a drunken cocaine assault charge. Is the takeaway here, which it took a while to boil down the incredulousness of the community. But yeah, apparently, like, in July or whatever the fuck this was, Mizkiff caught an assault ticket, and he's probably going to get canceled. Which is just fucking stupid. What's he making every year? $20 to $50 million? Something like that? If I'm making $20 to $50 million, I'm gonna go back down to the good old back west side streets of Denver, pay some old friends of mine to go beat your fucking ass. If I have $20 to $50 million, I'm not fucking pulling up in a McLaren, hauling down and shipping your tooth in my short shorts like Mizkiff. I'm going to go on down to the west side. I'm going to get a friend of mine. I'm going to bring him on down to your place. I'm going to be like, here's my friend. Deal with him. He's stupid. He's not stupid enough to actually engage in the assault. He's just here to scare you really bad. And then I'll drive off, right? I'll pull up in the McLaren, drop my friend off, and drive away. But I'm not pulling up in my short shorts and then punching you to get canceled. That's how you get canceled.
In a lot of the content creators in the periphery of this group, the people who...
A lot of the content creators in the periphery of this group will get canceled as well. Anybody who's friends with him will get canceled. Like Trump.
None of it's good. Nobody's come out and said, you know, I know Mitch Jones and I've known him for years.
I know Mitch Jones and he's a friend and now I'm getting canceled.
You know, he's in the right here and he's just did nothing wrong. And it's mostly all been... There's a long history of Mitch Jones basically doing bad things to people.
It's Mike Jones!
Being a, bad person behind the scenes.
You guys remember Mike Jones?
But definitely not a good
E40.
person, not a good friend, not somebody you'd really want
that was
to
a good era.
with overly in a personal sense. Just somebody who seems to
rep
be
your city, rep your city, rep your city, rep
a
your
lot of people are in
city.
general. This was
fuck that shit. Rep your city.
Later, he comes to me and he cries and he tells me, Alinity, I don't know what to do. Everybody hates me. I'm depressed. I don't want to live. Like all this shit to try and like gather sympathy or whatever.
I love it when the girl's doing a hot tub stream, but not, you know. I know it's sexist, whatever. I'm straight. I can say it. I really like it when the girl's doing a hot tub stream, but she doesn't know it. It's actually pretty fun.
Get it? Like I just don't get it.
She's just not aware of it. She lives like that all the time, you know. So just doesn't understand that she's essentially in stripper garb, you know, because that's what she does all the time, which is fine. I love that, no problem. I like stripper garb. I date strippers or whatever. I dated a stripper for 3.5 years, like whatever. So
obviously maybe this is
like, but it's really awesome when they aren't aware of it.
One of the main protagonists,
because they're just like leaning over.
You know, we're all going to stand by Miskiff and say Mitch is
that kind of stuff. You know,
bad things.
They're aware of it, but they do it so much that they're not really aware of it.
Maybe in an alternate reality that's the case, but just interacting with it on surface level. If you followed streamer drama, which unfortunately
I do. I follow streamer drama every day. It's like the gasoline for my idiot engine.
Himself. Nobody is really going to take his side on this one.
My idiot engine that I must fill with stupidity every day.
Who just think, you know
if I want to keep the idiot engine running,
do bad things,
I'm laughing at the idiots.
He provably has over time repeatedly. It seems like this dude has a falling out with everyone around.
This dude had a falling out with his entire
hemisphere because that sucks. And obviously
now he's got an assault charge with his mom.
Money and fame and try this stuff, and then they just get hooked on it. And then it really cascades in their life, and it does destroy.
It's really cascades in their life. Listen to this Tom York, like fucking, neurolinguistics he's speaking in. It's and a swift descent, stuff like that, phrases like that, swift descent.
He sorts his life out. He's in his 30s.
Sorts his life out. Those kind of phrases.
Presumably, this is right around the time that you start growing up a little bit, especially when you've been gifted with a massive platform and the opportunity to earn
something
millions of dollars,
and you squander it. This kind of language.
Kill for. He gets to live his dream. And
you got to live your dream and you squandered it and wasted it. This is that sort of neurolinguistic shit he's speaking in. And that's how you know someone's been canceled, is when people start talking in neurolinguistics about your career.
Yeah, it's just highlighting it again. The curious case of streamers get super famous, get super rich, and then just start doing...
get in a bitch fight, culotte fight out there in the fucking boonies. About as far from downtown as you possibly could be. Yeah, I got punched by a dude in short shorts out in the boonies. And your homies are like, say that again? Yeah, I got punched by a dude in short shorts and he chipped my tooth out there in the boonies.
Even if you are the one
a dude in short shorts? Yeah. A dude in short shorts.
Maybe this is the time when you change your life, but instead.
Listen, here's more neurolinguistics. You can like peg it. It's like a Time magazine article or something like this. This is when you begin to rethink your life. Then there's the neurolinguistics that these people start talking in when they're making fun of us. Somebody's just got canceled. Maybe you need to rethink things. Stuff like this. It's all cliche bullshit that you hear when you've hit rock bottom.
So months, and then paint himself as the victim.
Painting himself and such. They're always painting themselves as something.
So it doesn't look like he's gonna, 180 on this and turn his life around. He's not quite.
He's got a 180 on this. He's got to turn his life around or whatever.
Or he won't, and it'll be too late. But
it's too late.
So there we go. Streamer really gives a fuck.
Streamer fucking cliches about getting canceled.
People just continue to do stuff like this. So we'll keep talking about it. Thanks for watching. Check Gamersup's link in video description. Go buy Gamersup's.
Yeah, let's all buy. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for the follow, Venom. Thank you for the follow, Venom, on YouTube. I appreciate it. I don't have any notifications on Twitch because it's a long story. But I do have notifications on YouTube, and I want to say thank you.
You can buy Blowhole Blast.
You can buy Blowhole Blast. I really want to drink some Blowhole Blast right now.
That, but there is one that's
I think it is called that.
Is Titty Milk. Talking about Twitch
Titty
streamers,
milk.
There's even a soda popping flavour.
Soda popping.
Soda Despair, which is actually a banging flavour. As you can hear, my cat's going nuts. I think we end it there. Thanks for watching.
This dude in short shorts broke my tooth, and your homies are like, what? What did this guy just, what did my guy just say? Yeah, this dude in short shorts broke my tooth out on Windermere and Littleton. I'm sorry. You'd have to be from like the Columbine area to understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this dude in short shorts chipped my tooth out at Cherry Creek. Your homies are like, oh man, I don't think I can hang out with you anymore, dude.
For you, kickback for me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah, this was good. It was funny. It was worth it. I like it when Kira TV trolls people because he doesn't ever engage in any insults. He just talks in neurolinguistics like my mother would. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Bethesda and Activision Blizzard games should be Xbox exclusive. I totally disagree. It should be PC exclusive. Who cares about Xbox in 2024? I'm terribly sorry. The Matchless Kung Fu review, a beggar edition. My response to Asmongold drama. Okay, so we just did the whole Kira TV video about Miss Kiff getting an assault ticket. Now let's look at... Oh no, never mind. This guy has 304,000 views and his name is Darth Microtransaction TV. Oh no. I can't find anything good. Oh no, I can't find anything good. Nightingale playtest hit. Wolfheart FPS is doing Nightingale gameplay playtest. It appears that there's some Nightingale news that has just hit the market. I'm inside, right? Yeah, I am. So, okay, looking at Nightingale. Oh, right. And I'm also monitoring ICE. Why am I out in the middle of nowhere? Oh, right, because I went out. Okay. Warp.
Warp drive active.
Okay, what else? Apparently they're lighting up scammers by putting their faces on billboards now, which is just, you know, I guess. But how much did the billboard cost? Isn't that the same thing as essentially getting scammed? You spend a bunch of money on a billboard to disgrace a scammer. Unless you're making a lot of money off that, which I imagine you probably are. Didn't you essentially scam yourself? I'm sorry. My logic is just backwards and dumb. Don't listen to me. Ooh, gaming in the 80s, 90s by Shmup Junkie is his name. Shmup Junkie. Let's see what this is. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream Shmup Junkie. And I will... Oh yeah, listen to that wonderful fucking Outrunner music from the 80s arcades.
80s and 90s was so magical.
80s and 90s was so good. No, it wasn't.
Classics today and get so nostalgic over.
Yeah, I really love the MMOs of the 80s and 90s.
Print magazines and classic arcades. Yes, the games were incredible. With the birth of nearly
see, this one's gonna go so quick, but I'm gonna pull 15 million or something. It's all right.
Part of the story.
God, I love Outrun music.
Think about what else you loved about that era. Movies.
Let's go out into the world with my proto and my 3 stacks of bullets, and we will kill some zombies. Protos and bullets and problems. Gotta get bullets. I don't know. Gotta get bullets and meds. Bullets and meds. There's some bullets and meds. Bullets and meds. Bullets and meds. Bullets and meds. Hopefully that guy I killed doesn't come back. Hopefully that guy I killed doesn't have a bag in this neighborhood. Hopefully the guy I killed isn't sitting outside my door right now waiting for me or whatever. But I don't think so. I think that guy's new to this server. And I think he just spawned here. And I think I banished and I doomed and banished him to the land of wind and ghosts quick enough where he saw my base. But he wasn't able to do... the recognition of where he was or where I was or where my base was. because I basically just, I mean, it's on with that guy, obviously. It's on. I killed him. But I don't know how much he saw. I should have tortured him before he went. Because how much of my base did you see? And are you coming for me now? Is it on now? Is it on? Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, like this dude. Shaw's. Well, I don't know. But I killed him, and that's what matters.
Famous comic arcs that made you dream big. Morning cartoons that had you glued to the TV. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, so I watched a whole thing about this television production studio called DiC. D-I-C, DiC. They did like Strawberry Shortcake and Sailor Moon and Inspector Gadget and like I think they did also Sylvania. I think it was like the same company. They did like Danger Mouse and Rin Tin Tin and forget what else DiC did, but it was a lot, you know. I think they were part of like the Rugrats thing with Tarkovsky and Denny Tarkovsky and you know and all that. I think like they were very famous adult cartoonists from a long time ago. I mean, they weren't adult cartoonists; they were kids cartoonists, but they were adult themselves. And yeah, and DiC ended up kind of like falling apart in the mid 90s, but for about 15 years they were a dynasty in the children's television space. And without them, we wouldn't be who we are as human beings, I don't think. I mean, I don't know how many men my age were influenced by, you know, Inspector Gadget, or how many women my age were influenced by like Strawberry Shortcake or Sailor Moon or any of the other girly stuff that they did. What's the big one that they did? It's My Little Pony. DiC did My Little Pony, right? How many girls love My Little Pony or whatever? So it's like, you know, DiC was a really interesting French company, and they got big like a cult. They were like they formed like a cult around themselves because they were like these children television visionaries that all the television executives like paid too much money and everything, and they had like crazy sex parties. There wasn't like bad drama with them, but they went like kind of crazy in the late 80s on cocaine and stuff. But they were children's cartoonists. And DiC eventually went out of business, but it was a very interesting video I watched about DiC. DiC is a great company. Without them, I don't think America would be what it was. It's weird because they're a French, you know, they're a French cartoon company.
Your bike clear across town to the game store just to get a glimpse of what new games they had. So much was exciting, and the memories we created, now over 30 years later, still haven't been forgotten. Whether teaming up with friends to take down Magneto, or leaving them behind to die under the waterfall,
Contra
being a kid was both wonderful and messy, as it should be. We shared our love of games and talked trash, whether standing shoulder to shoulder.
Oh boy, you suck at GoldenEye.
Elbow to groin on the basketball.
You suck at
court,
GoldenEye so much. I'll talk so much shit about your GoldenEye playing skills. Fuck you, you suck at GoldenEye.
With us for weekend sleepovers, so we could all share and play them together, or at least let them watch. It wasn't just about the games, or movies, or any one thing. It was the connections we created while enjoying them together. Not that we didn't play alone. We sure did. Late into the night, when we could get away with it. Some of my greatest triumphs were on my own, but it was always followed with sharing that triumph with others the next day. It's that sense of community and shared passion.
A third of a level. I should technically chop some trees over here.
What kid were you? All the magazines that everyone wanted to come over and read? The one with the rare, unique system that nobody else in the neighborhood had, and others came over to play. The one with the parents who made amazing food and would feed you and your friends whenever you were over. The game master that others would bring their games to, needing help, or just watch with excitement and envy as you conquered farther into a game they just couldn't complete. Did you grow up in a country where Sega, not Nintendo, ruled the roost during the post-Atari 8-bit generation? Or
Yep.
were you the computer geek, cobbling together your own PC and playing games like Wolf 3D, Wing Commander, Eye of the Beholder, and Monkey Island?
Eye of the
upgrading RAM and sound
Beholder.
cards to play the latest. We were mesmerized by new technology, quickly becoming bigger, badder.
Yeah,
better.
I didn't
And our
play a lot of games because, I mean, we had money, but I wasn't into buying a lot of games. I was looking for the game that I could live as a lifestyle as early as the age of 10. I thought it could be Super Mario Brothers for a long time, Super Mario Land. But no, what it ended up being was Secret of Mana. And so when my parents went through their divorce, and I was like, I don't know, 11? I knew that it would be a long time before I had any close confidants, like another couple of years. I knew that I would have like really close crews and circles and stuff, but I was a young, awkward, nerdy 11-year-old who just didn't, you know, gel well. I wasn't into sports and I wasn't really too social. Just hadn't, you know, flourished as a man yet or whatever. And so, or, you know, I just hadn't smoked black tar heroin or speed yet. Come on, you know. But anyways, when I was like, you know, like 11 and stuff, my parents went through the fucking divorce, and I remember walking home. My friend Russell was like, man, I'm sorry. He could tell I was like wrecked, you know. He was like, you're wrecked, buddy. You need help. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, it's not that you are going through a lot because you're doing okay. It's that you have no place to go or do. You have no place to be. And I was like, I know. And so he was like, you can borrow my favorite game, Secret of Mana. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And this ended up being the most powerful thing anybody ever said or did for me, really. I don't think he meant it to be. It just was. When I went, I walked, I think it was like 7 miles I had to walk. I had to like lie to my mom, and walk like 7 miles to my friend Russell's house, and then, well, 3.5 to his house, and 3.5 in the back. That was in Ranchos Palos Verdes. And I got home with the copy Secret of Mana, and then I proceeded to tune out my parents' divorce, tune out middle school, 6th to 8th grade, tune out like all the bad stuff, and I just focused on Secret of Mana for, I don't know, 4 years. Something. I would get home from school at, you know, after school or whatever, like 4 or 5 p.m., something like that. I would watch Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and oh, die, bitch. Ooh, got him. Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Batman the Animated Series, and I can't think of the other one. There's another one, but I can't think of what it is. Oh yeah, DuckTales. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, whatever Nickelodeon stuff, Inspector Gadget, etc. And then around like 6 o'clock, when normally I would go be with my family and have dinner and or whatever, my family was in the process of falling apart, and my parents were in the process of going through the divorce. So I tuned out on Secret of Mana for 4 years. And I got every weapon to level 9 or 10, even though you can only go level 8. By getting spear and sword and whip orbs in the Mana Fortress, which is a hour and 10-minute run every single time you run it. And I ran the bad RNG on the level 9 to level 10 weapon upgrades through the Mana Fortress and Secret of Mana for goddamn, you know, 4 hours, 5.5 hours a day. I would just think about how everything sucked and that I hadn't found what I was looking for. I found out later it was drugs, you know. I was looking for drugs that whole time, but I didn't know, you know. When I got drugs, I was a lot happier. Slept with a lot of girls and, you know, a lot more popular. A lot of people think drugs are bad, and I agree. But they weren't bad for me, you know. They weren't bad for me. They were bad for everybody else I knew, but they weren't bad for me. They did a lot for me. I won't talk shit about drugs. The way that, you know, Ricky won't talk shit about jail or whatever. Don't talk shit about drugs. Drugs have done a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I was unapologetic about it. And by the time I was like, you know, 19, I was a full-blown drug addict. But like, you know, it took a while. You know, and I definitely smoked weed the entirety of my high school years. And so until I found drugs, like Secret Amana was my replacement. And now I balance like a small amount of hashish, marijuana, and sobriety with like video games, and I try to find a good balance of what I did when I was in crisis mode during my parents' divorce to fill in the hole in my soul that's left after all the damage of every woman I've ever been with was raped, not by me. Every person I ever met had been fucked by the system, not by me. Hunted a police officer for raping a friend of mine in Littleton one time, you know. One of my best friends shot his father and then himself a second later, got a lot of damage, and I'm not trying to dwell on it. But I mean, those were the reasons that drugs worked for me. They worked, you know. I never fucked out on drugs. Now, I hit rock bottom a bunch of times because I played so much video games that I didn't have any money left, you know? I couldn't afford to pay my WoW monthly anymore, kind of thing, because I was just clocking 100-hour weeks and 400-hour months on games and making zero income and shit. And did that for many, many years. Well, I mean, I worked for most of it, but I always worked dead-end jobs because all I really needed was the video games. And so these old damages that we have from childhood, like my PTSD therapist taught me that we're all just reliving out the damage that we had as a child, and like what you do to fill the hole defines who you are as a human being, and what the damage will be, and whether you sit around being fucked up by trauma all the time, or if you actually get closure and like get better. And when I understood that I was filling the hole in my soul with drugs, women, video games, drama, music, nothing changed, and I still do that all the time. But now I'm at least aware of it and what it is, and you know. And so lately I heard something rather deep. It was like, you know, maybe you use something as a crutch too much, you know. But and then the response, the smart person response to, you know, is, you know, living on using drugs as a crutch or sex as a crutch or something like that, right? And the smart person response to that is yeah, but sometimes without a crutch you don't heal. That was on Philip DeFranco when he was talking about how I forget what the drama was, but yeah. Anyways, so now like my Secret Amana now is like these slew and battery of like 6 or 7 MMORPGs, right? And the only thing that was special about Secret Amana, well, of course the music will and always will be timeless and stuff, but so the music was timeless about Secret Amana. It's the one thing that'll live on forever for thousands of years. The story itself won't, or the game, or the combat, or the graphics, or any of that stuff, but the music will live on forever. And like now that I've been filling the hole in my soul since I was 11 with video games and sex and drugs, I've got better understanding that those were my crutches, but they still were my crutches to help me get through life. I'm supposed to act ashamed. Don't have too many regrets. I can count on my left hand how many regrets I have, right? And they're fucked up and stupid, and they're based around video games too. I'm supposed to regret having ever touched heroin or speed. I'm supposed to regret having slept with strippers and fucked around and got busted so many times and all this other shit. I don't have any regrets when it comes to that shit at all, right? I regret selling my video game accounts. As in, like, sometimes I lie awake late at night. I wake up and I'll be like lying there with like staring at the ceiling and I can't sleep. And I'm thinking about how I can't ever get those accounts back. You know what I'm saying? And I value those accounts the way that I value my house, and I can't get them back. You know, and those are the weird, dumbass, fucking, you know, disability, Asperger's, on the spectrum, autistic, fucking, you know, the way that I suss out the world for myself. But I mean, that's how I do it. You know? So we're going out pretty poor here with 100 fuel and a stack of bullets and a proto that's got half health bar. I was gonna ride the horse for a while, preferably to a train. Yeah. We're gonna ride the train. We're gonna go train surfing and cap zombies in the face at low speed. I think that's kind of what I'm feeling like today. If you live in sandboxes, you must make your own gameplay. And I already got a PvP kill today, so now I'm raring for more. I want more. Dad, as you know, we've been swimming, and we've developed a taste for it. So, we can torch you all summer with, can we have a pool, Dad? 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 Or, you can just buy us a pool. Agreed. Let us celebrate this new arrangement by adding chocolate to milk. Scrap is just not worth the bullets that I put in that guy. Damn it. Fucking annoying. Aw, Blackie. It's such a beautiful black mare. It's a black beauty, black stallion or whatever. Are you stallion? Oh, yeah, he's a stallion. Yeah. Black Beauty, good movie. I like horse movies. Your sea biscuits and your, you know, secretariats, you know. Or did they make Secretariat? I know that BoJack talked about Secretariat a lot, but I don't think they actually made that movie. They should have. Secretariat is a fucking badass horse. You know what I'm saying? My favorite scene in The Office. Everybody's got a favorite scene in The Office, right? So here's mine. Reminds me of when Billie Eilish talked to Rainn Wilson, the guy who played Dwight, right? I didn't know this, but Billie Eilish is, well, I think anyways, is Asperger's. I'm convinced of it, but other people would say differently. I'm convinced Billie Eilish has Asperger's because she's seen The Office 20 times all the way through, like me. And so they challenged her on it, and they brought Rainn Wilson in, who's the guy who plays, Dwight. And he asked her 30 questions that he himself picked, and she nailed all 30. And they were weird, obscure stuff about like, how many people did the Scranton Stranglers kill? Weird stuff like that. She was like 13 or whatever. She just nailed it. And you're like, what the fuck? Billie Eilish is an Office expert. Like, why? Well, I don't know why I am, but I don't know why she is either. So like, anyways, And so, okay, she starts talking about her favorite scenes and stuff. And so my favorite scene is when Kelly, the new secretary, the one with the red hair, she starts listing off racehorses and their pedigrees. And I was like, I love that kind of nerdy. My mom can do that with Scottish folds. You know what I'm saying? She can like list every dam and sire that was famous in the last 20 years and stuff. And I'm like, I love it when they can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's just listing off like, you know, she starts nattering about racehorses. And I'm like, yes. I love it when they're nerdy like that. Okay. My last one, she starts like, she hands me her phone and on it is the number pi. Oh, polar bear. Damn it, the whole mag. Come on. God damn it. So she hands me her phone and on it is pi. And she starts rattling off digits. And I'm looking at this like perfect 10 Barbie girl. And she's like rattling off digits to pi. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I didn't know what a nerd boner was. Now I do. Oh, he's fighting zombies. How many rounds have I put in that fucking polar bear? Come on now. Where'd the horse go? Wait, what? Where'd that horse go? He went through the ground, I think. Oh, no, there he is. There he is. And I'm like, how? Why did you... She's like, yeah, I memorized pi to 300 places. And I'm like, what? Why? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, that's awesome. I don't care what it is they know. I just want to know that they know. Like, they could rattle off about Barbie dolls. They could rattle off about welding. They could rattle off about, you know, anything in the world. It could be the characters in My Little Pony. It wouldn't matter to me. Whatever. As long as they have a passion. That's the difference. That's the thing. Something about Pi was engendered some passion in her. I don't know why. I don't want to talk about gaming in the 80s and the 90s because the only game that I think was worth a damn from the 80s and 90s is Secret of Mana. So I'm just going to get off it. Here's This Week in Video Games by Skill Up. Rumors swirl around Xbox commitment to exclusives. Rumor has it that Fallout is going full Xbox, people, which means that Fallout is going to die because the Xbox did done died. DDD, right? The Xbox did done die. The Xbox did done die. It's like full-blown did done die. It's not being bought. It's not doing too well. And I mean, the PS5 is doing better, but I mean, it's not doing that much better. Consoles are dying. So, but you know what isn't dying is Games Pass. So if they want to bring Fallout 5 to Games Pass and 76 to Games Pass, that's good. You know, they're going to bring World of Warcraft to Games Pass. This May, New World gets controller support. That's good. And yeah, like the whole thing's changing. Like the console scene is dying because it is morphing, but controllers will never die. Consoles will die, but controllers won't. I don't really value this horse, and I have enough fuel to ride the train for a while, but what I didn't do was bring bullets, and now I have no idea where the fuck I am, and I don't know whether to take the train or take the horse. Gonna take the train and just pray that I get back to the wood landmark. But I don't, yeah. Is that a train? It is. Alright, horse, you have served me well. There's another horse, right? That's a horse, right? Yeah, that's a horse. Is it a man? Is it a man? I'm just kidding. One of the things that bothers me about the video game culture currently is when I think, oh, there's another man, I immediately think that he is going to hurt me. And that's probably not too good for the male gender, right? When I see another man right now, I think, oh, no, he's going to hurt me. Or steal from me, or rob me, or rape my friends, or something. That's like literally what I think when I see another dude in video games. I'm like, he's going to hurt me. And that's probably not too good for the male gender, you know? I don't know why I think about stupid shit like this. Just ran over a car with a train. I don't know what I think about this, but I mean, psychologically, that can't be good. After 100 years of that, are we ever going to trust men? We're going to be like, yeah, most men just kill you or rape you or whatever, you know? I don't think that's good. Oops. I got off the train. Oops. At least it stopped. I mean, I am at my house now, and I should go back because I don't have bullets, and this gun is going to break. Guns don't last long enough on this server. It's annoying. But the good news is I am home, and I can go get more. I'm going to go make more bullets, but I need sulfur. I have a jackhammer. Let's run. I have hit most of the nodes in this area, I think. So I will have to journey to find more. I'm guessing that cliff wall that this road leads into would be a good place to spend the last 2 or 3 hours of daylight in this rest day. Because it's currently 5:30 in the evening. Yep, and I've got a little bit of time. And I will use it wisely. Oh, there is a base that I will break and rob. Or, no, wait. Maybe that's mine. I think that's mine, actually. I forgot I put this down. Oh, yeah. Has ice popped yet? Oh, God. Yeah. I did not get any money. Oops. Oh, well, that's okay. I should have paid more attention. I just don't really like leaving my system anymore. So, we'll go back to places. Yeah, places. We're going back to personal assets. Oh, I can't get bit. Can't get bit. Can't get a bite. Can't get a bite. Can't get a bite. 36 rounds left. 35. 34. 33. 32. 31. Is this mine? I can't remember. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's a hole in our souls that we fill with dope, and we're feeling fine. What's that? Mechanical animals? Metal and sulfur. Let's see what else is hot right now. PBS Frontline, The Bloods of Nam. After years waiting, Aeon 2 is coming. Here's MMO Byte about Aeon 2. Thank you, MMO Byte, for the excellent content from my stream. I've liked and sub to your channel. Let's learn about Aeon 2, which is a full flight game. I don't know how that'll hold up in the aughts or the 20s, but yeah. Let's see. I don't think Aeon held up the first time. I don't know why it would the second time.
Years ago. Back in 2017, NCSoft had an idea for the game. They claimed it was being built.
NCSoft, I have forgotten.
They promised a large emphasis on PvPvE, much like its predecessor Ion had, allowing players to participate in what they referred to as dimensional cracks, a type of cross-server wars. However, the faction-based warfare between the Helios and Asmodeans was no longer going to with players being free to choose a race without repercussions. This meant that you'd see both Asmodeans.
I don't think we need an Aeon 2. I don't think we need most of the games that they're making. I think they needed to make the games that they already had like more fun.
Quick, go on, get him. Wait, Dave, no. Dave, what are you doing? Dave, I thought we're friends. Also unique to the 2017 vision for Ion 2 was the complete removal of classes. No
Ion 2, is that how you say it? I always thought it was Aeon.
Their belief was that
Ion 2
segmentation was too limiting, and that they wanted to offer players more freedom to play what and how they wanted. With this in mind, players would be given the option of building any weapon with the ability to change weapon styles and thus utility on the fly. Ion 2, to accommodate this new classless system, would have an entirely new battle system that was not present in the original iteration of Ion. Ion 2 is also confirmed to be releasing exclusively on mobile, but don't close the video quite yet.
Oh yeah, they were saying that they're bringing Rust to mobile. Rust is going mobile, which I don't even understand that. How are they going to do that?
What else changed over that 7-year period? That's what we're here today to discuss. Before we delve into Ion 2, however, I want to take a moment to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon. Allow for me to continue to do content like this every single week. You guys are irreplaceable, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support. Now let's talk Ion 2. In August 2022, MMO Culture posted an article discussing NCSoft's goal to release a game globally simultaneously, and that they have decided, after 5 years, to upgrade the game engine from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. That was their single update after 5 years of absolute silence. No mention of a release date expected or otherwise, no mention of a beta test. This reminds me of how they went silent on Throne and Liberty when it was still Project TL. Lineage Turtle for the better part of a decade. And likely also resulted in the same delays and poor reception. In November 2022, Newlywed released an excerpt of NCSoft's conference call where they go on to confirm several things. On the one hand, there is a lot of time left until the release of Ion 2. At the end of 2022, they stated that there was a lot of time left until release. We've got to go out on a limb here and assume that a 2024 release is therefore out of the question, given their 7 years in development.
A refill the jackhammer.
We're aiming for a global simultaneous launch as a next-generation MMORPG based on Unreal Engine 5, further reiterating their intention of releasing globally, the engine they're building the game on. Their claims of it being a next-generation MMORPG, though, are a little far-fetched. Not even Throne and Liberty is a next-gen MMO.
Yeah, Throne of Liberty is not a next-gen MMO.
Will do even better in North America and Europe.
This gen kind of sucks, frankly. I wouldn't mind seeing something better.
Intellectual property has been tarnished by years of mismanagement and incompetence from NCSoft. Do they think millions, tens of millions of players that used to love Ion are just going to come back after being burned all this time? What are they smoking? They also seem to think that the MMO market is several times larger now than it was in 2008, despite the MMO market being the most stale and stagnant it has been in over a decade. In May 2023, an article was posted on to Gaming Deputy, in a small interview featuring Lee Jung-wook, well, looking at the article, just
6 days in the upkeep.
MMORPG at NCSoft. No particular MMORPG, just, the term MMORPG. Maybe it's this.
I kind of want to ride the train in Fortnite, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
NCSoft, I'm not sure. Doing a small Google search, Lee Jung-wook is not in fact the head of MMORPG. He is instead the head of investor relations. Regardless, the article in question not only confirms the release of the game fully cross-platform between PC and mobile, but it also goes on to confirm it is undergoing a complete redesign. But what was the most interesting to me, at least, was the part towards the end. It would be nice to rethink more about the MMORPG market on PC. After 10 years devoted almost exclusively to the development of mobile MMOs, with the technological shackles imposed by mobile platforms, of which there are many, the major players in the MMO industry in Korea seem to be rediscovering the PC and the freedom it allows.
Yeah, Korea's coming to the PC. They're done with consoles now, I would say. I mean, I don't know. I'm not South Korean. I don't know anything about being Korean, but I get the feeling that those boys have been riding consoles for a long fucking time and they're ready to fucking graduate. I think they're all coming, like, my ex was, younger. She's 23 now, I think. And, like, her whole generation, like, they all graduated, I think, from consoles to PC now. At least they're on their way. And we all know the PC gets quadruple the frame rate.
Approaching Stargate.
Yeah. Now, I know. This is absolutely shocking. PC allows for significantly more freedom, customization, and opportunity for video games and mobile games too.
Excuse me.
What an absolutely shocking,
shocking, wow,
revelation to have. In August 2023, Massively OP reported on Throne and Liberty's delay, along with a decline in every single aspect of NCSoft's games.
Yep, NCSoft is not doing too well. Throne and Liberty was delayed as revenues, mobile games, and MMOs decline and all this. While we already covered the major delay to Throne and Liberty revealed during NCSoft's investor call this week, there was more to the financial report worth calling attention to. For starters, the company saw continuing declines in revenues as sales fell 30% compared to this quarter last year, and the bulk of that isn't even from the company's legacy PC Online games, which means that Guild Wars 2, I mean, we all knew this, but Guild Wars 2, Lineage 2, Aeon, and Blade and Soul, those games saw only a 4% net decline over the last year. So they know that NC's big fillies in their stable are still pulling the crowds,
Active.
And or not fillies, but whatever they're big show horses or whatever, are still pulling the same crowds that they did 20 years ago. So they know that they've got, like, it's kind of like P.T. Barnum Bailey or something. Like, you have circus attractions that put butts in the seats, like that season of American Horror Story, Freak Show, right? Got to put butts in the fucking seats, like however you can. And NCSoft knows very well that they've got attractions that have brought around people for 20 years, but it's not many people. It's like 30,000 people or something. So they know that 30,000 people will pay them a $20 sub across their 4 titles, which of course was, sorry, I had it bigger there for a second. Guild Wars 2, Lineage 2, Ion and Blade and Soul. 6 titles, all getting about 30,000 people each at about $20 a month. Even if they, and on top of it, all 30,000 people generally have to buy a copy of the game at between 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60, depending on what time of year it is, or what time of day it is, or what sales are up or whatever. So, like, if NCSoft knows that they can put butts in the seats to the tune of 240,000 people across 4 to 6 titles, and all of those titles are dying, but they still put butts in the seats, you've got essentially a really bad business conundrum. Do you cut your losses there and stop trying to be like a circus? When you basically are only breaking even on what you invested? Or do you keep the circus alive, hoping that suddenly the circus becomes in cheek again, and Aeon and Blade and Soul and Lineage 2 and Guild Wars 2 become in cheek again, like World of Warcraft did? But they didn't improve the games in a way that warranted. I mean, WoW did. WoW improved their game to warrant a relook with Season of Discovery. But Blade and Soul and all of those other ones, Lineage 2, those games, I would say, except for Guild Wars 2, is not guilty of this. But everything else NCSoft ever did, except for Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, Lineage, and Lineage 2. But Aeon and Blade and Soul are not known for being well-patched and well taken care of and well-supported beyond when anybody cared about them. They're not games that NCSoft spent their whole, fucking nest egg continuing to try and improve to keep kids around. And so now we have a staple of about 240,000 people that are, that are loyal to NCSoft, but those things are not mutually exclusive. Like, you can't keep butts in the seats and use that ticket money to continue to make the game and still pay your people. You've got to pay your people. You've either got to lay your people off, cancel the games, shut off the servers, and give up, or you just keep butts in the seats trying to break even until something comes through where either for some reason there's a renewed interest for some reason in retro gaming, which there was, but not old MMOs. No, I mean, not really. And so just this year, Guild Wars 2, they try to save it. I remember when Skill Up and all them tried to save Guild Wars 2, because Skill Up's editor, what's his name? Austin. Austin is a Guild Wars 2 player, but we know that there's only like 30,000 people on that game, just like there's only 30,000 people on EvE, just like there's only about 30,000 concurrent for Rust. I mean, it'll get up to 100,000, but it's still the same loyal 30,000 old school players like me that have like 4,000 plus hours or whatever, 5,000 plus hours. There's like every game out there has like 30,000 loyals. Even the crappy ones like Lineage and Lineage 2. And so they know that they can put butts in the fucking seats, but I don't think they can keep butts in the seats. They can put them there, but they can't keep them there. And that sucks. So then I don't know. That's a hard nut to crack. What do you do? Do you close up shop? Do you pray for a retro revival and gamble your developers' essentially careers and lives on it? Do you shut down the company and cut your losses before you sink? What is it that you do? And we know now that NCSoft doesn't want to quit, and they're stepping back to the fucking drawing board with Ion 2. But the problem is you're making a sequel to a game that wasn't successful. I mean, what's a game that they shat on recently, right?
Approaching Stargate.
What's a bad game recently, right? Gollum, right? Gollum was a bad game this year. Tanked horribly. Or Starfield, right? So what would Bethesda, so Starfield's a better example. What would Bethesda players say if Todd was like, oh yeah, we're already working on Starfield 2. And they're like, but one wasn't good. Why are you making a sequel when one wasn't good? If that's the situation that you had with Ion, why would you go for an Ion 2 when Ion 1 was a flash in the pan that had no retention? That's like making you know, what's a movie that tanked horribly, right? It's like making Waterworld 2. Waterworld was a good movie, I thought, but they shouldn't have probably made it. And so when you hear them planning for Waterworld 2, and you think about the cantankerous loss that the first one was, and you're like, oh man, why? And you start seeing these people who are blind. It's so weird because they've got a development company of between 20 and 300 people. They've got lawyers, they've got accountants, they've got fucking investment, you know, they've got investment tables, you know, they've got boards of directors and executives and investors and stuff that they have to report to every month. They've got like offices and all this stuff, and they've gone full blown professional. They aren't Bill Gates in the garage anymore. They've gone bona fide, you know, it's bona fide. They're a suitor, you know. They're out there, they're a real bona fide suitor or whatever the fuck, right? And like when they go professional like this, they get more and more and more blind.
Approaching Stargate.
Where they can't see the forest for their own trees, and they can't see that Aeon 1 was a cantankerous toward you know what I used to call SW Tor, Star Wars, the Old Republic, right? The MMO. They call it SWOTOR or KOTOR. You know what I used to call SWOTOR? I used to call it Tortanic. Because it was the Titanic. It was equivalent. It was the software equivalent of the Titanic. They sunk like $600 million into one thing, or more than that. It was like $2 billion or something like that. They sank $2 billion into it, and by month 3, they couldn't keep butts in the seats. Right? They just couldn't do it. And they were like, oh God, this $2 billion fucking cantankerous spruce goose was a big albatross around our necks, and they just let it. I mean, they didn't let SWOTOR die. They should have. But they didn't let SWOTOR die. They just made it free to play, and they were like, well, whatever butts in the seats we currently have, we'll probably retain, which they did.
Jumping.
And so then they pay for they pay out $2 billion. They get like $250 million back, and they look at the $1.75 billion loss, and they're like, oh, better make a sequel.
Warping to Stargate.
And that's exactly what happened with Aeon. That's exactly what happened with Lineage. That's exactly what happened with Guild Wars 2. That's exactly what happened with Blade and Soul. And I guarantee it, they're already looking at making a sequel for Blade and Soul. And I just don't understand it. How do you go to your board of directors and your accountants and your wife and your kids and say that you just gambled another $1.75 billion on a sequel when even your wife and your fucking kid, and I'm not to belittle women or children or something like they're lesser than the man trying to do that job or whatever. It's just they don't live in that world, but they're gonna have more sense than you. Your wife and your kid look at you and they're like, but daddy, Aeon 1 wasn't a success and you spent 15 years of your life on it and it tanked horribly inside of 3 months. And your son's going to say that to you. Your board of directors isn't. Your board of directors has money, and they don't care. They're just going to be like, okay, you want to take another swing? We believe in you, and we're going to back you up, and we're just going to hope that you somehow knock it out of the park the second time. And I love that element of human nature where they're like, oh, we got to take another swing. We got to keep swinging at it like Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So they get out there again, and they get back on the fucking surfboard, and they go out there looking for another wave, and they hope that this is the wave that's going to make them look like a badass dude out there for all the girls on the beach, right? And they go surf until they catch another wave. And I like this about them. I like their resilience. I like that they keep trying. But honestly, when you go home at night, how is it that your son didn't tell you that your game tanked in 3 months and that you're putting another $2 billion into something that wasn't initially successful in the first place, right? like Waterworld. I mean, Waterworld was not initially successful in the first place. They sank $225 million into it. They knew that they could sell Kevin Costner movies, like big blockbusters and shit, like fucking Dances with Wolves and all this, right? But what they didn't see is, oh, maybe they don't want that anymore. Maybe they're a little tired of the toxic masculinity of the 80s and the 90s, and they don't want, like, you know, cantankerous fucking crazy blockbuster, you know, disasters anymore. And, you know, and no, it didn't turn out to be Jurassic Park now, did it? So, you know, and so I love that they went on to make Jurassic Park 2 and failed horribly. And I love that they went on to make Jurassic Park 3 and failed horribly. And then Jurassic World, I think, was actually successful. But I mean, like, it's cool that they went another 3 before they finally got another success with Jurassic Park World. But I didn't even see Jurassic World. And that might be sacrilege to kids. But I mean, I just didn't see Jurassic World. It's 4 movies in. I didn't need a second Jurassic Park, you know? So I look at this like sequelitis where they're like continuing to take fucking swings when even your son and your wife, when you go home at night, are like, but daddy, Aeon 1 wasn't successful. Why are you going with Aeon 2? I guarantee that's what his kids say to him at night. It's weird. That's what he goes home to. His wife is going to say it to him. Yeah, but honey, the thing that you spent 15 years on, it tanked horribly in 3 months. Why are you making a sequel? It's like they need good women in their lives. I think they live like executive fucking, you know, executive lives where they sit around that cigar bar and they're fucking disassociative from maybe the kids that play their games and the fucking their wives and the people with actual sense who can see it from the outside and not be blinded by the forest and their own, you know, blinded by the trees in their own forest, right? But they don't. They just want to get out there again and take another swing and see if they can make $1 billion. And we love this about humanity, that they want to get out there again and fly like Superman, and they get up and they try again. We love this about them. It's like, we are the champions. It took us 7 tries, but we are the champions, right, of the world. And so we say these are not losers. Losers are the people who sit aside on the internet and comment, like me. And I'm kidding, no. I actually was, you know, I actually did some things with my life, you know, but
autopilot
like
jumping,
you know, but like the loser is the guy on the side who commented and didn't take the swing. The winner is the guy who keeps swinging and swinging and swinging until he gets another success with Jurassic World or whatever the fuck, you know, cliche or metaphor that we're using here. And so I don't know why they're swinging for an Aeon 2. I don't know why they're swinging for a fucking Arcade 2. I don't know why they're swinging for like a, you know, there's a lot of sequels of MMOs that they're making for MMOs that just weren't initially successful in the first fucking place. And you know what it feels like? I wish I could see, and I'm going to publish this tonight on my YouTube, and I hope that in 10 years, someone's a big enough Skycat fanatic to fucking drag this up and throw it onto Twitter for me, because I don't like Twitter or fucking Reddit or any of that other shit. But I hope somebody puts this commentary on, you know, like YouTube 10 years later, and they're like, listen to this old guy talk about, you know, how fucking stupid these developers actually are. Because I'm going to say it right to their fucking face. You guys are fucking stupid. You know that sequel isn't going to sell, but you're making it anyways. Dear God, why? How did you justify it to your board of directors? How do you justify it to your wife and kids? How do you justify it to your company, your developers? How do you justify it? You want to take the Bobby Kotick swing and fail horribly? Why? Because you think God's going to wave the magic wand and make your game Elden Ring overnight? Does that ever happen? You know, like the Cinderella syndrome. You have I call it, like, it's weird, like it's like video. This is the video game developer form of Cinderella syndrome. You think that you're just gonna like dump $2 billion into that pumpkin, and it's somehow gonna turn into a fucking carriage at the end of the night. And I'm sure that's how entertainment is, and that's what it seems like when a band has a successful album, or, you know, a fucking video game is successful, like Elden Ring or whatever. They're like, oh, look at all the overnight sensation. Look how fucking awesome 21 Pilots are in their first year and all this stuff, you know? Or look how awesome fucking you know, what's that one I used to love a lot, like 9 in the afternoon? Panic at the Disco, right? Look how awesome Panic at the Disco was, like their first year or whatever, right? And so they keep making albums and keep trying to like how did Marshall Mathers put it? He was like capture the lightning in the bottle again. Marshall keeps making albums long past when he was fucking relevant or whatever. They all do, and I get it that they all do this, and this is how they pay for their old age, and I get it, and everyone has a right to do this. But to me, it looks like cash grabs. Like, if you weren't successful with Aeon 1, is your board of directors so incompetent that they're willing to take that gamble and lose another $2 billion again? That must be the case. which is just crazy. How are those? When I think of South Koreans, I mean, you know, Aeon and NCSoft is a South Korean company. When I think of South Koreans, I hate to say it's an old racist fucking stereotype, and I'm sorry, and it's a shitty stereotype, I'm gonna say it. When I think South Korean, I think intelligent. It sucks, but I do. You know, I know it's a stereotype, whatever. I'm sorry. I don't like stereotypes, don't like fucking biases or whatever. But when I think South Korean, I think intelligent. You know, I do. And I'm hoping that's a compliment and not some fucking stereotype fucking like insult, you know? I'm hoping that it'll live as a compliment because it is a racist comment to even like to differentiate it all other than, you know, the name is sort of racist. We don't need to make the delineation or try to make them stand out or be different from anybody else. They're wonderful people like everybody else in the fucking world, right? But when I think of South Korea, I'm going to tell you what my bias is, which is I think they're intelligent. They don't make a lot of mistakes in their video game decisions. So how is it that these South Korean boards are justifying a sequel for a game that wasn't successful in the first fucking place? I thought you guys were intelligent. And I hope somebody does fucking, like, I hope somebody does see this. I doubt it. Nobody in this world has ever given me a fucking chance ever, except women, you know what I'm saying? Nobody in this world has ever given me a chance to listen to anything I've ever said. But I'm like, you know, but I hope this is one of the ones that they do. I hope the South Koreans listen to what the South Korean fucking video game developers listen to what I said here. How do you justify to your fucking board a sequel when your first game wasn't successful? It's a simple enough fucking equation. You could translate it into South Korean fairly, or whatever the language for South Korean is called. Like, what is that? Like, I don't know the name of it. Is it just South Korean, right? You can translate it into South Korean. It's not that fucking hard. How do you justify a sequel to a game that wasn't initially successful? It's not, these aren't hard concepts to understand. Your 6-year-old son could understand it. Your wife can understand it. How is it that you bombed on your first album, so now you want to make a sequel of that first album? I'm sorry, but no. You know, that's not good business sense. That's not what your fucking director or your agent or your publicist or your fucking board of directors or any of the other people that make their living off of your success or whatever. They're going to be like, what the fuck? Why are you gambling with our fucking investment money trying to, like, you know, trying to catch lightning in a bottle off Aeon 2 when, when Aeon 1 died in 3 months? Did you think you were going to somehow knock it out of the park this time? Sure, we love a Cinderella story, but you know who doesn't like Cinderella stories? They love it, but they don't like it. Investors, right? Investors love Cinderella stories where suddenly overnight GameStop becomes $4 trillion or whatever the fuck, right? But what investors don't like is sleeping at night, trying to sleep at night when they know that they're gambling on something that wasn't ever initially successful in the first fucking place. So you want to make, like, what's a famous movie that tanked? I mean, you know, Waterworld keeps coming up, but I want to use analogies in other entertainment sectors so you guys understand. You don't back up. Like, if you suck the first time, you don't go back the second time, like, dumping a whole lot more money into it unless you're fucking, like, chasing some weird obsessed dream. And Aeon was not a good enough dream for you to chase twice. Arcade was not a good enough dream for you to chase twice. So now World of Warcraft was, which is why we have Season of Discovery and WoW Classic and all this other stuff, right? But you guys weren't. You weren't good enough to try and make a sequel when your first game wasn't even good, you know? And so I called to CTA, right? They say you want to be a famous fucking streamer, you better get used to fucking CTAs, which is call to arms, call to action, right? CTA to you wonderful, intelligent South Korean developers and your boards of directors and your investors and stuff. You guys need to wisen up. Your first game wasn't good. Why the fuck would you make a sequel? It's a simple concept. It's not. This isn't like rocket science to understand. You know, your first thing sucks. So why would you try making a second one? You don't have a basis. You don't have a foundation. Your first thing didn't make it. Why would you think the second thing would? You know. Now I'm an artist. It's easy to say, oh, it'll tank, or oh, it'll be a win, or oh, or it's easy for me to just offhandedly sort of pass it off like your life's blood of making 20 years worth of MMORPGs isn't worth a damn. It is. But I'm saying, if Aeon 1 wasn't good and died in 3 months, how long will it take for Aeon 2 to die? 6 months? I don't go making sequels of games that weren't successful. Why would you? That's all I have to say about this. So, and then I don't want to learn about Aeon 2 anymore. It pissed me off, and it set me off on a 45 fucking minute tangent that I didn't really want, you know? If I was an angrier person, I've been doing so much better with the anger lately. You know what I'm saying? I've conquered my anger and I'm getting better. But if I was an angrier person, I would yell at you about it. Why the fuck would you say that Aeon 2 has a chance? Or Arcage? Stephen Sharif, the guy who's doing Ashes of Creation, you know what he quotes when he says, "Oh, you know what my influences are?" He says, "Fucking Arcage," and I throw up my hands over my face, and I'm like, "Oh no, oh no, Ashes of Creation's gonna suck dick. Oh no." When he drops Arcage, I'm like, "Nope. Worst pay to win, belly flop piece of shit to ever disgrace the fucking MMO scene. And you guys want to make a sequel? And guess what? Aeon is no different. Aeon was the exact same pay to win, piece of shit, garbage cash grab. You want to make a sequel. Rift was like that, piece of shit WoW clones that, you know, that weren't WoW killers, that weren't successful. You guys want to make a sequel for that whole generation of fucking WoW clone biters that suck dick and that were not successful. When you add up how much money you guys are wasting, it's like $5 billion or something like that. How the fuck does your wife and your son sleep at night when you're blowing $5 billion like that? They're not stupid. They know that your first try wasn't as successful. Why would you gamble on trying to shove that dick in our mouths that we never wanted in the first place? You should just make a brand new dildo. Brand new plastic dildo, you know? Cost $200 on Amazon. No pussy juice or dirty stuff all over it. Just brand new product. Just no, you know, just totally beautiful. We don't want the old dildo that we never liked in the first place in our mouths or whatever. Put a brand new dildo that's never or whatever, you know? Like put a give us something with brand new car smell that doesn't look like the same old Dodge Nova or whatever, Chevy Nova or whatever the fuck, right? Like, but no, you're like, "Oh man, you know what we're really going to sell next year? The Chevy Nova 2. No, I mean, yeah, the Chevy Nova sold, but I mean, no, it wasn't a successful car, not really. Why are you making a sequel of it? Why are you making a Ghostbusters 2? Did we need a Ghostbusters 2? I loved Ghostbusters 2, but did we need it, you know? When you think of the canon of how epic of the scale Ghostbusters 1 was, and I like Ghostbusters 2, one of my favorite movies, right? But I mean, like, did we need it, though? That's the difference. And I'm fairly sure, I'm not certain of it, but I would bet if you were to ask Bill Murray about this, he would say, "Yeah, I loved Ghostbusters 2, some of my best work, and it netted me millions, right?" But he's gonna say, "Was it necessary though?" And I know this because I just watched a whole fucking YouTube video about this, about how Harold Ramis and Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd fucking sat there and tortured themselves for a year about Ghostbusters 2. And that was the question that they asked themselves. They were like, "Well, we know one was like fire and it sells merchandise and all this. And we just, you know, we got so many people making their whole lives off of Ghostbusters 1 now that we should, by all rights, make a sequel. But is it what they want or need?" And Harold Ramis, as I recall, he stuck with the project, but past that, he was like, "I will never do anything else with the Ghostbusters." He was like, "I will never touch Ghostbusters again." That's the guy who wrote the initial shit. You know what I'm saying? That's Egon. Egon is Harold Ramis. He's Dan Aykroyd's best friend. And past Ghostbusters 2, he was like, "I am never touching Ghostbusters ever again." He was like, I'm not ruining this canon. You know, like what they did to Star Wars or any of that. And so, like, why are you making sequels for that shit that wasn't, you know, successful in the first place? And that's the last time I'm going to repeat it. Let's look at another Kickstarter MMORPG. This is Scars of Honor. Thank you, Kira TV, for the excellent content from the stream that I've stolen and reused on my channel gracelessly and shamelessly. And let's take a look at an MMO I've never heard of before. I'm going to get off Rust. No, I'm going to play another couple of hours of Rust, but I'm going to go out now and not stand around doing nothing. I promise.
And this is one that I've been aware of for years now. They messaged me.
Oh, I need bullets.
I believe back in 2021, and you know, asked for my opinion on some stuff, and have repeatedly sent me video links and asked me to check out their game now for, well, basically since then. And I've never done it. And maybe I can use this as a platform to, you know, tell them why I've not done it, and also why I'm gonna right off the bat recommend nobody funds this Kickstarter, which might sound harsh.
Do you guys know Egon wrote Ghostbusters?
At this stage of years covering MMOs.
That's SNL. Harold Ramis. He was an SNL writer. Famous. Did cocaine and black tar heroin with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi back in the fucking late 70s and early 80s and shit. Egon from Ghostbusters. Harold Ramis. Maybe the most successful, famous Hollywood writer of all time and actor too. Complete nerd, glasses. I don't know if you could say the man was very attractive, but super successful, like motherfucking Danny DeVito. And it's proof that no matter what you look like, no matter what you're into, no matter what, you can be massively fucking successful in whatever it is that you love to do. Danny DeVito and Harold Ramis are excellent examples of this. People that I wouldn't say were necessarily very attractive. I'm sure they are to their spouses and stuff, but I wouldn't say Danny DeVito is known for being attractive very much. I wouldn't say Harold Ramis is known for that, you know. But it doesn't matter. They were still famous Hollywood actors, leading men, and it's proof that if you're good enough, if you believe in your passion and whatever it is that you do, like me, you can be successful in a. You can be successful in whatever arena that you set foot in if you believe in yourself and you have nothing but pure fucking faith in yourself and you're success minded and you don't make bad mistakes and you think every move out and you try to do it all my way like Mickey Blue Eyes, right? You can do whatever it is that you set your fucking mind to. People think of Danny DeVito as Frank from Always Sunny. But I mean, I think of him as Danny DeVito, the man who married Rhea Perlman and has been with us for 40 years doing quality stuff like Bill Murray, and is proof that Hollywood is not necessarily or streaming is not necessarily. I have to believe this, right? Streaming and Hollywood are not necessarily aesthetics based. They are not. If you are smart, successful, and you have charisma, and you can keep people entertained, keep the butts in the fucking seats, it doesn't fucking matter. It reminds me of something my mother told me recently. She was talking to me about the lives of talk show hosts, because I'm kind of like a talk show host now. And she was talking about Johnny Carson, and she was like, "Oh, they would, Johnny Carson was the most successful fucking, talk show host of all time, but they would never show him today ever. It's such a tragedy." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Oh, well, because he chain smoked for 35 years on television, and they just couldn't show that today." And I was like, "That's why I never see Johnny Carson anymore." And she's like, "Yeah, the kids they can't be seeing cigarette smoking dudes all day on the television anymore." And that's what in the end like kind of made him like he was the most successful person of our generation. She was talking like that. She was like, he slept with every beautiful woman in Hollywood. He had like buku money like Jay Leno. He was just endlessly rich and endlessly successful. But she was like, by the end of like the 80s, you wouldn't ever see him on television ever again. He was this lost relic. Imagine being Bill Murray, but they never ever put any of your movies on television ever again because you smoked cigarettes in them. Imagine that. Fucking sad. And she was like, "Yeah, we loved it. He was up there smoking 3 packs in 2 hours, 7 cigarettes a guest." Sometimes 2 cigarettes at once. He was just stressed out, chain smoking, and America loved it. And she was like, that could never happen today. And I was like, "Yeah, that's true. I don't believe it could." It's kind of funny. They won't put that on television. No, you'll never see a cigarette smoking talk show host ever the fuck again. You know what I'm saying? But you'll see it here, bitch. Ain't no tobacco either. Excuse me. The years of hash has destroyed my lung. I have made a lot of loot while endlessly grind Rust right now, and I've got half a level, and I'm very happy. The bees are buzzing, and the flowers are flowering, and the corpuscles are corpuscling. What's that? That's yes, Slippin' Jimmy. Better Call Saul. No, that's not Slippin' Jimmy. It's Saul Goodman. Different era. Okay, back to Scars of Honor by Kira TV. Sorry. Just got to talk about, about why we don't ever see Johnny Carson anymore. And it's because he likes cigarettes. Not because he wasn't the most successful man in history. But because he likes cigarettes, they canceled him. Truth's always stranger than fiction.
Scars of Honor, MMORPG Kickstarter. And this is one that I've been aware of for years now. They messaged me.
Scars of Honor, community-driven, free-to-play MMORPG.
My opinion on some stuff, and have repeatedly sent me links and asked me to check out their game now for, well, basically
a long
since
time.
Then. And I've never done it.
I've never done it.
Maybe I can use this as a platform to, tell them why I've not done it.
Tell them why.
I'm gonna right off the bat recommend nobody funds this Kickstarter. Which might sound harsh, but it's just kind of where I've gotten to at this stage of years covering MMOs, years Kickstarter and Kickstarter.
I am going to pause my video here, guys, and come back to it here in about 1 hour to 2 hours. I'm going to
text in a promotional video to raise money from the public. It, to me, looks like you're basically trying to use their name and their being involved with you as a way to raise funds, because their fans are going to see that and be like, oh, that creator I like and trust he's talking to them and he's there physically with them and he's in the video, so does that mean that I can trust them as well? I don't like that. I don't know if they gave you written permission. I don't know if they gave you permission to do this. I just personally don't like it because there's no disclaimer here. There's no, I don't know. I've not spoke to you. I've not spoke to them. Me as just engaging with this as a person viewing it. That's just immediately what jumps out to me as something that is a problem.
Or I can completely demolish the nostalgia goggles thing here, because I've played the older MMOs and I have fallen in love with those. I raid in those. I am still in those, and I play these new MMOs and it feels so empty.
Yeah.
But so I don't have nostalgia goggles, and I can tell you the old ones were actually better.
Yeah. You'd taken the ideas and you'd made them into an actual playable game, which sounds really silly. It sounds very simple, but it's actually the hardest step to do. Most people don't do this. They sit in a pit of ideas without any practical.
Okay, so no video editor. So good. Then I need to come to you. And then I'm gonna go public. Done. WoW. World of Warcraft. Okay. We'll say WoW here. Oops. There we go. Wow. SoD. There we go. Stream languages: English, United States. Title and description: English, United States. Recording date is the 8th. Yeah. And no comments. Save. Didn't seem to get my thing loaded, so we'll go see. Yep, I did not get loaded, so we will discard this delay and just run now. Okay. And we should be running well here. And there we go. And it is now time to update my mods on WoW. Cancel. I just want to Alt F4. Then I will come to Curse Forge. Right? Yeah, Curse Forge. Hi guys, I love you. Sorry, I'm just like getting it all set up and everything. I took a break there because a friend of the family was here and go be social and you know, all that stuff and oh look, yeah, big surprise. And yeah, and so I'm out here mining. Oh, pro raider. What is a pro raider? What is that? I've never seen a ship named that before. What is a prorator? It is a blockade runner. It is a transport ship. Okay. I want to get further out than this. I think I will. I'll go to and I'll go out to that. Yeah. This is a little too big because I can't see the drones, so I'm going to move it up. There we go. There we are. Make you small and yep. And then we'll turn on my afterburner and move way out there. And yep. And then gotta go to Curse Forge, which is hiding under my thing here. There we go. Good. Feature, my add-ons have all been updated and everything. Good. Everything's been updated. Okay. So let us go close that and we will come open WoW again. And it's phase 2 today, but honestly, this is my least favorite part of leveling. 25 to 40. It's not my favorite time, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. See how it feels. Yeah, and I didn't get any ice, but that's alright. Bump. Yep, I think we're probably all good. Phase 2 SoD. I forgot it was today. I was like, wait, aren't I missing something? And I was like, wait, I think WoW SoD might come out. And I was like, yeah, it is WoW SoD. I think it's WoW SoD Phase 2. So that's good. The level cap's finally gone. Backnut version might be outdated. Okay. Everything else looks okay. Nice. Welcome to Questy. Questy can show you. My XP bar. Yeah, it's back. My XP bar's back. Sweet. So, yes, show runes. Yes, show runes. Yeah. And, yeah, so now... Old mane, pubes, and all that stuff. Okay, what do we got here? I've got 3 gold to my name, which isn't good, but I mean, I've got the gear to level and all that. And I didn't even go do BFD or Ashen Vale, and you can see that I don't care about events anymore, and I play too many games. I don't think I want to deal with this right now. I think I want to let a day pass by, and I'm just going to dump all of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. Where should I go now, I guess? It's like...
No one's ever stolen anything out of here. Not in the whole history of... The whole history. Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am?
Yep. I'm just going to drop most of my stuff. All that stuff, and do that stuff later. Right? Yep. And yep, and we'll just put all this stuff away for later. Yep, and we sort the inventory out so it's better. Good. And now people are spamming stocks. That might be a good run right now. Look for 10 kill stock, right? People are running a lot of stocks. Stocks is right the fuck here. Pharaoh, looking for stocks, because that'll be fast. Yeah, just change stocks. Right? Yeah, I should buy some more waters, I guess. I'm kind of low.
Well, welcome to my inn, weary traveler. What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend.
Well, now that it's unlocked, I don't know whereabouts I should go. I guess I need to load an add-on. It's Guidelime. Yep. We're going to go to, yep, and just turn it all on, all of it, yep. And we'll do some WoW RP today. It'd be fun while I'm mining for ice and stuff. It'd be fun. I'll just do some WoW SoD stuff today. Oh, I need to get that up and good. Yeah, that's good. And so yep, unlock and all that stuff. Lock and good. We'll turn on some music and I don't know where I'm supposed to go. 23, 24 wetlands, Sven's Revenge, Heart to Men Ethel, Black Fathom Deeps, optional, not recommended. Take the boat from Men Ethel to Aberdeen. Fly from Aberdeen, finished. Oh yeah, okay, so I want to go do the available guides. I want to see 25 to 28 in the wetlands. Yeah. Reset guide. Sven's Revenge. Yeah. I could go to Ashen Vale. I have a turn in Ashen Vale. Maybe I should go to Ashen Vale, maybe. Yeah, because I don't have anything wetlands. What's targeting me? Oh, yeah, all those things. Yeah, sure. I'm the only one here. It's annoying. Well, I don't know. I only have one quest in the wetlands. I have a bunch of Ashenvale stuff, but I don't know what it is. I want to drop my entire fucking... I want to abandon all my quests, I think, actually. And we'll start over, yeah, anything that I don't have progress on. Could go to Darkshore. Yeah, I don't... Oh, man, I'm one brute from being done with Mercenaries, which is a good bit of gold. It's only silver. And Shock Souls. I didn't get Shock Soul. I'm going to abandon this. I don't want to go do that anymore. That's alright. I could do Red Ridge. I haven't even been to Red Ridge. That's definitely an option, and Stone Talon's definitely a thing I could do, but... And the third fleet... in the wetlands, but I don't want to do that one yet. I want to just go do Ashenvale, so now I know what it is I'm doing. And we'll go to Ashenvale. Yeah, reset guide. Yeah. And so we're gonna go to Ashenvale's, and we don't have Sven's Revenge. The Legend of Stalvin. Like, I don't really understand where it wants me to go. Oh, Sven's Revenge, yeah. I guess I have the castle turn in. I suppose I should go do that. The server's gonna reignite again. Gotta check and make sure my YouTube went up. Yep, YouTube's up. Good. WoW SoD and all this. Okay, looking good. I'm gonna mute you in mini player, and there we go. Yeah, I think that was enough WoW music for now. I don't know. Wow. So Astronar, I gotta turn in an Astronar, which is good. That'll give me a little bit of a leg up. I don't know if I'm rested, but I think I am. But we'll go to the castle first.
have to be patient with me, adventurer. I've got my spy bot inside working on a very delicate matter. I'll be with you in a second. Oh, and do me a favor. Try not to let Leskovar see you. We're about to ambush him. What the? Don't sneak up on me like that. And keep your voice down. What in the name of the shadow are you doing sneaking up on me for? Can't you see I'm busy, you daft fool? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm waiting for the next dark portal to open. What the heck do you think I'm doing? Speak your piece and be off with you. For the guards notice the two of us hiding in the bushes together. I have a reputation to maintain. Trius wants the timetable pushed up some, huh? Okay, we can do that, but I'm not ready. And know this, I'm doing the hard part, but you're the one that's going to get our hands dirty. Understand? Good. Okay, I'll need you to get me a few things before I can put my plan into effect. I got the perfect disguise that'll get Spybot past those guards. Bring me some silk and a couple apples. The silk's up to you, but Clara's little farm right outside the city has the perfect-sized apples.
Coin of Ancestry. What is that?
To honor your elders is to honor your culture and your people, adventurer. For this, the coins of ancestry
like the Lunar
serve
Festival?
as a tangible means to recognize those who choose to follow a venerable path of respect. During this lunar festival, you may have the opportunity to honor many elders. As you do so, you will acquire the coins of ancestry. Bring me these coins, and I will reward your diligence with a selection of unique items.
I, like my brother, honor those who honor their ancestors. It brings me great joy to share my crafting secrets to disciples of the Lunar Festival.
Peace be with you. Del Nadris.
Wait. It's like green for some reason, but yeah. I didn't save any money for the expansion, but that's okay. I don't need anything really except training. I bought really good gear, so...
Peace. Would you like a flight to Ruttherin Village, courtesy of the Cenarian Circle?
existing. And that gap between the idea and actually having the thing is massive. But I've seen you bridge it with a couple of systems so far, and I want to see you bridge it with a lot more. What you've done.
So again, I've seen on Reddit where this was brought up, Josh saying, you know, he's not co-signed the game, he's not, you know, promoting the game, he's not supporting the game. He came here, basically told them, you know, it's way too early for my feedback to even mean anything, and then moved on. And then including this in the promotional video, again, I don't know if they've asked him whether this is okay or not, but this just, to me,
maintain our link to the
cynically
mainland, we have
looks
hippogriffs
like they're using, you know, his name and his trust within his community to try and raise funds. Maybe they're not. Maybe there's no malevolence here. There's no like, oh, let's do this. You know, it's a grand plan and strategy or whatever to hoodwink people using the name of these people who we clearly respect enough to have brought here. But whether you mean to do something and whether the thing actually happens, not connected, right? You can mean all good and just think, oh, this is cool. We like these people. Let's put them in the video. But that's, to me, how it comes across.
Done, and this is what I appreciate.
Whether intentionally or not.
Not massive dreams of, you know, global dominance and grandeur, not crazy universe-expanding ideas. You said, hey, this is a very basic, simple foundation that we have built because we like games that do this. What problems can you see with this? And I've told you problems that I've encountered before, and you can write. Let's consider that. Let's deal that when we move on. So together we can work out what doesn't work, and eventually, after a couple of years, we'll have something that does.
I was like,
to maintain our link to the mainland, we have hippogriffs
like,
constantly flying between Rotheran Village and Darkshore.
Sort of like, it just had that like childhood feeling for me, personally.
Scars of Honor has come a long way. Our motto has always been from the community, for the community. Up to now, we have 100,000...
I also don't think that these creators, when they bring them here and, like, you know, they're paid for flights and hotels and you show up and there's a chance to make content and do something cool, they're just going to play the game and then sit there to their face and just be like, yeah, it's fucking shit, mate, innit? It's fucking shit. Don't know why you've wasted my time here. Like, there is an expectation that you're going to really pull your punches and pad the blows of what you're going to say about something, especially when it's early, because common sense does dictate that if something's this early, you're not going to be treating it as a you know, fantastic, amazing product about to release or whatever else. So you're going to use a little bit more of like flowery words and kid gloves when you're discussing it. So then using that in promotion is just kind of like, I don't know, leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally.
Registered accounts, a history of 5 public tests where we gathered an invaluable feedback from our players. You can visit Scars of Honor today, and on top of that, you can monitor our progress 24/7 from now on.
I would for sure recommend it to other people, because the base of the game is already epic, and I want to know what it looks like in 3 or 4 years.
It's at least showing up that it's changing, and I remember last year hearing about the test, how there was basically nothing to do in it. So I'm glad to see a lot of changes being brought in. Relatively open devs team, really good communication.
If you like testing games and having fun and building your game, because this is a game from a community to a community, you're welcome. You'll find me here.
If you're looking to hop behind a game which you can help develop and help work on and do stuff with, I'd say this is a very good option.
We have built our foundations, but yet we know how much more is left until the finished product. For that journey, we would like to invite you to be part of it. Become our supporter, join our fantastic community, and let's build an MMORPG the right way.
So I will say, because obviously most of this video so far has been all the negative stuff that I've got to say about the presentation of this video and why I personally wouldn't fund it with it being an MMO and stuff. I do think of the ways you can do a Kickstarter MMO, they've done it the best way imaginable. You know, they've got a team already. They've been working this on for multiple years. The whole thing isn't just a mishmash of fucking assets that they bought from the store and stuck together. People have been testing the game. You can test the game before you back it, I believe, or you know, something like that. It's playable now, apparently. They've got a bunch of stuff to show. They've had actual people go and look at the game as well and see that the team's real and things like that. So of all the ways I've seen MMO Kickstarters done. They've probably done it in the best way, other than having a finished game, in which case you wouldn't fucking need a Kickstarter. So at the stage that they're at, they've done it the best way. But that doesn't matter to, like, the idea that an MMO is going to be good in the first place. Every MMO that comes out nowadays, I mean, you've seen it. Lost Ark I would call Lost Ark a bit of a, middling failure in the West, even though it's still popular in Korea. The West has kind of not embraced it as you would have expected.
Fuck
That's by a big
Diablo
company
in
that's made a lot of money
2024.
making that game. New World is made by Amazon Game Studios, which is attached to Amazon,
do
one of the
play New
biggest,
World.
richest companies on the planet. Retail WoW has been going downhill forever, and that is one of the biggest MMOs ever created. There's a long list of MMOs that come out and don't do well from the biggest, most experienced companies ever. And when you're looking at funding and putting time and mental energy and emotional energy into an indie MMO, especially one that's kickstarted, you've not only got to assume that either one, you're wasting your money up front, which I'd say if you're going to fund something like this, just assume it's a donation. You're donating money with the hopes that something good comes out of it, but realistically there probably isn't going to be, and just accept your money's gone and that's it. But what you've got to assume otherwise is that the game's going to be developed well and come out, and it's going to technically work, and then you're assuming it's going to be a good game, then you're assuming it's also going to be popular and stick around enough for it to be worthwhile in supporting throughout this, multiple year period. You can't even assume those things about AAA studios bringing out a non-MMO. So a small studio with little to no experience in the hardest to create genre.
Our peace is fragile. We often find their agents moving against us, but they do so covertly. One such advance was revealed to us from hidden sources in Theramore, claiming that the orcs collect venom from the Pride Wings near Merkfallen Lake, in the Stone Talon Mountains to the south. Orc assassins then use the venom on their secret death raids against the Alliance. If this is true, then we must stop them, adventurer. We must deny them their source of venom. The druid Caneth Stillwind sent word to me. He would like a report of the happenings along our coast and in the forests surrounding Astronar.
Here's that bar.
He fears there is a corruption moving through Ashenvale, and he may be right. Here, take my report to him. You will find him in the Shrine of Forest Song, in the Night Song Woods to the east. The heavens and their countless stars hold answers to earthly mysteries, adventurer. Might then the wise and the lucky gaze up and find truth? You have done well, adventurer, thank you.
Docking request accepted.
I should have farmed. I'm broke. But oh well, it'll come. So now what? Odell blood claw, okay. And Bathrin's hair. Okay. So, okay, I think I have all the quests from here. And I'm ready to go.
String budget. There's just a million things going against it, and then very few going for it. So that's why at this point, whenever somebody says to me MMO Kickstarter, I'm like, nah bro, I'm out immediately. Those two words do not go together. They haven't done for like a decade now, and giving any of them a chance, I believe, is naivety. But again, I will say that all the ones that I've seen, this is probably one of the better ones. It seems like they've done so much, but at the same time, when people's telling me, oh, there's a game that might never be good, and we're selling packages for $9,500, $5,490, $2,500, $1,900, I'm just like, nah, it's just not it for me. So yeah, I don't know whether this is going to get fully funded or not. They've raised almost $15,000 out of a $200,000 goal in 2 days. They seem like nice people. They seem like they are really trying. So I don't think there's like there's no scammy shit here. There's no like crazy weird stuff other than the presentation of the trailer, I think. I just would never recommend anybody backing one of these, and I've been consistent on this now for a while with Kickstarter MMOs. If you want to potentially throw your money away and just hope that something good comes out of, the very slim possibility, go ahead. This is probably one of the better ones you could do it on. But for anybody else who wants a playable game, something that's got a higher than likely probability is going to come out and be decent, just buy a different MMO that's already out, or buy fund a different Kickstarter game that's not an MMO. But yeah, that's it. It's probably not the video they wanted to see or hear.
Nope, probably wasn't. That's okay. Go to Eastern Kingdoms for Spen's revenge. Northwest. Okay, here we go. Nice. 5 agility, 4 stamina, hands. They'll sell. No, wait, no, they're cloth. They're worthless. Lesser Astral Essence worth something. Minutes. Oh no, 30 minutes. Oh, it's 30 minutes now. Oh, thank God. That buff was so fucking annoying. Fuck. Trade. Can't believe I didn't get honor, though. Damn it. I put my potions away. I didn't buy potions. So I lost it. Stupid warrior. Fuck. He must have spirit rezzed. He's spirit rezzed. It took a free ride. Damn it. Whatever. Class roll and gear score. Ugh. Are all these people, like, all these people are world buff, but I'm not. It's so annoying. I don't know. Nice. Most of these people don't really benefit from melee, but that's alright. Oh, he kicked me because of my gear score? Okay. Alright. And that's Blizz for you. Piece of shit players with piece of shit bad attitudes, and who the fuck cares? I have all my stuff, whatever. I have like most of the stuff I should have, I don't know. So
there is a plant that once grew in the old ruins of Bathran's haunt to the north. The plant was called Bathran's hair and was known to cure ailments of the spirit. There is a sick child in the village, and I believe it is more than just a physical illness. Will you go to Bathran's haunt and search it for Bathran's hair? I may need it to properly treat the child. Bathran's haunt lies north of Maestra's post and just south of the border to Darkshore.
Thank God they fixed fucking Omen. Omen was bothering me. Three druids. This hunter killed this other hunter, and he did no damage to him at all. Oh my god, there's 6 horde. I can't take this 25 elite by myself. I'll get steamrolled by these horde. Let them do it. Yep. Just let them clear all the way to the zone. Fucking dick-ass lock. So annoying. No, my corpse is not in that instance, no. Is this... Ugh, I don't know, they changed this and I'm not really clear. How do you leave this place now? So there's a spirit healer down here. That makes this better. Makes it easier. I don't know why the lock fucking popped me. Fucking idiot. Idiot lock. What am I doing? I gotta get out of LOS. Drink, drink, drink. Oh god. Hide. Who? Yeah, you aggro all that, you idiot. Good for you. God damn, this is way too many mobs. They should have just cleared this whole tunnel. Where am I now in relationship to my body? Oh god, it's still a while. Fucking annoying. Come on, man. Oh. Thank God they did that. I wish I could get all of their targets.